Join me as we learn Chumash for Parshas Vayakhel-Pekudei when it's a non-leap year, and the two Torah readings on together. So today is Tuesday, which would be on a leap year, it would be a 6th Torah reading, but this would be Tuesday for Parshas Shemos, chapter 37, Parshas Vayakhel, chapter 37, verse 17. Yesterday we learned about the items that they began to build. Was the actual tabernacle, the tapestries, the ark, the table, and today we continue with the next two items. And he made the candelabra, which was made out of zav, Torah, pure gold, mikshas made out of one piece, yerechad stem, yerechad its base, kana its stem, kvia, its goblets, kaftera, its buttons, ufrachan, its flowers, mimena hoyu, they all came out of it. Well, how did this work? There were 6 branches that were 6 poles, 6 stems that were coming out from the center. There were 3 stems on one side, and there was 3 stems on the other. You had 3 stems that had cups on it, and that was on one stem. Besides it was kafter v'ferach, there was a button, a flower, and then there was another side. There was another 3 cups, which also had on it kafter v'ferach, a button, and a flower. This is the way it was made for all 6 branches that were coming out of the menorah. And the menorah itself, when we talk about the menorah, it means the center candelabra. The center candelabra had 4 cups, 3 at the top, and then there was another one at the bottom with its buttons and its flowers. Verse 21, there was a button, a ball underneath the 2 branches, and then there was another button underneath one of these 2 branches. That means wherever you had the branches connected on the center pole, there was a button, and the 2 branches would come out of it. So too there was a button, and from it the 2 branches of the menorah would come out from both sides. That's the way it was for all the 6 branches of the menorah, and then you have the center one, which was the 7th. Verse 22, the buttons, the branches, and the poles, and the flowers, everything was from the actual piece of gold. There was no extra pieces. It was all a solid 1 piece of gold. And then he made its lamps should be 7, and then tweezers, and a little dustpan to be able to collect the ash. Zav, Torah were all made out of pure gold. Kikar zav, 1 talent of gold. So that's what made it as Kolkila and all its vessels that came from it. This was in the first holy temple, and during the time of the tabernacle they had this menorah. The menorah, as we learned, was very difficult for Moshe, but Tzal to even construct, where God told him, take the gold, throw it into the fire, and out came a menorah. However, during the time, and this menorah was the one that they used, as we mentioned, in the holy temple and in the tabernacle as well. Kikar zav Torah isa, he should make it out of 1 talent of gold. That was kolkila and all the vessels that came with it. Verse 25. Vayasas misbach hakteris, and they made the incense offering altar. Asay shitim was made out of acacia wood. Ama orkai, a cubit its length. V'ama rachbe, and a cubit its width. Ravua was an exact square. V'masayim kamasi, and 2 amos, it's 2 cubits its height. Mimenu hoyu karnoisav, and then protruding from it was the corners. Verse 26, Vayitzafis is off Torah, and he coated it with pure gold, as gaga, its roof, as kiroisav, its walls, saviv all around it, as karnoisav and its corners, Vayasli zer sav saviv, and he made for it a golden crown. Ushtei tabei zav, and the 2 golden rings, also he made mitachas al zeri underneath the crown, al shtei tzalis on both sides, al shtei tzidav on 2 sides. That means there was only 2 rings to be able to carry it, not like the other one that had 4. Lebatim lebadim losis esabehem. This was made to put in the poles when they would have the time that they would carry it and they would be mobile. This is the way that they would carry it. Verse 28. Vayasas abadim atzashitim, and he made the poles made out of acacia wood. Vayitzafis zav, and he coated them gold. Vayasas shaman mishkan, and they made the anointing oil kodesh holy v'skateres asamim, and as well the incense for offering Torah pure. Maseh rekeach, this was blended specifically by a perfumer in a special way. This concludes the 3rd Torah reading for Parshas Vayakhel-Pekudei together.